Alright you lot, Dracadon here, and today we are looking at Transformers Kingdom Legends class Dracadon. Here he is in his dinosaur mode. As you can see, it looks pretty nice. He comes with a sheet of instructions and a piece of warning papers or something like that. Here he is in his dino mode. It looks like something that Harry would pull out the bag or sack in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. It really does look like that. But yeah, as you can see, he's got green, looks like gold, maybe brass. I don't know what colour this is, but it's a pretty good colour. It distinguishes it from the rest. And that's really it for colours. I mean, he's got black eyes, I think. And yeah, not a lot to him. Although it's unnatural that bones would be green. Very weird. But nonetheless, looks pretty good with the gold. Let's just get to actually, posability in this mode is the mouth can open and close. Opens that far, closes pretty well. Arms do not move. And these are the same articulation in robot mode, which I might as well not cover here. And the tail, it don't really move. You can turn it, but that's really a byproduct of it being able to come off. So yeah, that's that. Transformation to robot mode from here is pretty simple. Remove the tail and put that off to the side. That's its accessory, by the way, hidden in plain sight. Take the legs, straighten them out. He has a very Cheetor-like transformation in a way. Just straighten the legs out and do something with the torso. Very much like that. And open these up. Kind of bring out the arms from here. They do tab within there, so that's something worth mentioning. And take the arms, swing them out. He's got a very Cheetor-like transformation to him. Very Cheetor-like transformation. Oh, and by the way, he's a remold of vertebrae. So yeah, thought I'd let you know that. Take the dino head, bring that up. Well, actually, I need to get round to the back and open it up. Might want to bring this up. Now I can take this section, just kind of flip out the head and all this section. This will actually be the chest of the robot mode, but first I might want to just bring all this down. The thing you want to do here is kind of bring this down, and there's a slot here and a peg here. It's okay if you don't quite get it perfectly. Just get it around there is all I'm asking. Bring up the head. And just close up the back. And that is it for Dracadon. There you go. Now, as you can see, he looks pretty nice. This time we've introduced a little bit more variety in the colour scheme. With green for the eyes. Wait, no, not green for the eyes. Blue for the eyes. I can't see. Sorry. And a bit of red for the Autobot symbol. That's really it. Accessory goes in his hand. Pretty much like that, and it's a sword or club, whatever you want to call it. It's a very cliche thing to do with tails, really, but I guess there's nothing else to do with something like that. Anyway, articulation is the head can go left and right, and as I'm seeing, it cannot go a full 360 because those little pieces get in the way. Can't do that. Can look up pretty well. Down, it can't do that at all. Shoulders can theoretically rotate 360 if it weren't for the dino arms. They go in and out. Bend at the elbow, well, go in and out pretty well. Bend at the elbow, a bit more than 90 degrees. They turn 360. I mean, he's got pretty good arm articulation. Pretty good. And hands, nada. Waist, nothing. Hips go forwards really well. Backwards really well. Outwards really well. And he doesn't really have a thigh swivel, but you can rotate a bit at the hip. That's a bit the best you can do. He bends at the knee, and it's either 90 degrees or slightly past 90 degrees. His feet, they can kind of tilt. They do so okay. And they go forwards pretty well, backwards pretty well. I mean, it's pretty decent articulation for a little Legends class figure, but there's not a lot compared to other size classes, but that's not the point here. For a size class like him, he does alright. So, yeah. I mean, once I've talked about that, there's really not a lot I can do. Really not a lot I can do. I mean, that's the downside. He doesn't come apart or anything like that. Once you kind of get into the colours, talking about the aesthetics, and just once you've done all that, there's really not a lot to talk about. Not kidding, sadly. Oh, well, actually there's something else. The head can tilt pretty well. There we go. Saved it. But still, you get what I mean. Oh, they can't bend forward. Well, that's not a fault. That makes sense. Still, just thought I'd let you know. Anyway, yeah. Transformation back is pretty simple once again. Come round to the back, open it up. Take this whole section, flip it up. We'll take the head and flip that back. Bring all this up. You want this chest piece to just end up at the back. That's where you want it to end up. You want it to end up over at the back. Now, the thing about this, though, is you have to kind of make sure that this aligns, which you kind of will do by closing it up. Now, this section can be a little bit tricky if you're not used to this guy. That can be a little bit something, but that's good enough for now. Take his arms, fold them forwards. His arms are on ball joints, so I would advise being careful a little bit, unless you want to pop them off all the time. Go. And just kind of get these up there. They do slot up there. They do kind of do that. Though it's debatable as to whether or not it works perfectly well. But I think they're just for guidance. You know, they just guide where they should go. It's really the best they can do. And now, since I've done that, these can come down. They really just exist for guidance. They don't really lock it that well. And I do have to make sure. Well, I guess that wasn't quite up all the way. That's another thing you want to do sometimes. It really is kind of a get it lined up type of figure. Whoop, sorry. He's not actually complicated. He's not that fiddly as I'm making it out to be. He's not. It only just looks that way because I'm a bit of a twat recording behind a camera. That's not easy. It can be irritating for me. Can't see what I'm doing that well. But yeah. There we go. There we go. Open the mouth. Well, I've got nails. Lucky me. Loads of other people don't really have nails. Bloody unfortunate. Bring these hip sections up. and kind of bend them. Now, I've got him turned over like this. That is so that I can align the feet up, line them up pretty well, and take the tail. Now, you can attach this in a variety of ways, I suppose. I suppose you can attach this in a variety of ways, though there are going to be chief positions. You don't want it looking like that. You really want it looking like this. This is the way you want it looking. And just kind of get things straight. Line it up. And there you have it. That is Transformers Kingdom Legend Class Dracadon. What did I think of this figure? He's pretty nice. Any faults with him? Well, there aren't really a lot of faults per se, really. Not really. Sure, it looked like that transformation was a bit fiddly, but it's not. Especially in person, it's not. And other than that, I don't think there are too many faults, other than when you transform him, you might want to be careful with the arms, otherwise you'll pop them off. But it's not that the arms are loose or anything, it's just that the section to fold them in is a bit tight, and as a result, like, if you're not really knowing what you're doing, you can pop them off. So yeah, that was that. Hope you liked this video and have a great time, and as always, see you later.